Hey guys, it's Clay from Clear Critique. I recently watched the Ty West horror films X and Pearl, which take place in the same timeline, and have garnered quite a big reaction. Are they worth seeing? Short answer, yes. Can I watch them in any order? Yes. But which one is better? Here we go. Quick recap. X takes place in the 70s, where a group tries to secretly film a porno in a house owned by an elderly couple who don't take kindly to these ruffians. Pearl is a prequel, showcasing the events that made a sweet farm girl turn into the villain we would see in X. I'll say it right now, I enjoyed both films. There's a lot of praise I'll be slinging in a moment, but the stories and how they were paced are where most of the problems arise. Ty West has a bit of a problem with repetition. In both movies, scenes occur just to reinforce themes or dynamics that we already know, and then these are reinforced again, and again, and again. These aren't bad scenes. In fact, I can't think of any truly terrible scene in either film, but there is a lot of fat to trim. This is particularly bad in Pearl, as we get a very clear picture of the character's motivation in the first act, and the second act spends a lot of time hitting you in the face like a parent showing you pictures of their kids, saying, "Do you see? Do you see?" I'll give X a point for its story and especially pacing, but Pearl's last third is fantastic. X takes a while to get to the horror, and the way it first introduces the horror is amateur and abrupt. You have to do more than just zoom in on just anything with spooky music and call it effective setup. Also, capitalizing on the fact that no one wants to see old people have sex feels like low-hanging fruit, but I guess that fits too. It does get better. The scenes with the female villain are unsettling, and once the horror ramps up, it's great. The kills aren't scary, not in the slightest, but they do showcase a lot of variety, even emotionally, and these emotional tones always feel right. There's also a fair amount of foreshadowing that doesn't call too much attention to itself. It's kinda nice. Pearl is more a demented drama than horror film, although, again, the violence itself is as brutal as it should be. I'd say Pearl does a better job escalating into the gory bits, but the violence itself is better done in X. Even though these films were made around the same time, actually, funny story, Pearl was literally greenlit while X was still being made. And obviously the movies look different because they take place in different time periods. It's remarkable how much better Pearl looks. And I don't just mean in capturing the time period, but in basically all aspects. The cinematography is striking when it needs to be, and also tastefully arranged. The colors are vivid, and every bit of red bursts onto the movie's visual palette. The sets and costume design all feel genuine, the fantasy elements are creative and emotional. Some of the shots are surprisingly breathtaking. From a presentation standpoint, X gets some things right too. The clothing suits the 70s, the houses look lived in, and the actual footage, both in quality and how it's filmed, seems authentic. I do wish X's visuals went a bit harder in its non-filmmaking scenes. Outside of the creepier, gorier moments, the film is strangely understated, even kind of bland, lacking in style or cinematography that isn't straight up taken from other films. When the kills start, the plot and visuals really take off, but I would have liked the first act to have a bit more, pizzazz, especially considering the slow start. Before I say several bad things about X's score, I have to point out one shining, undigested fleck of gold in the manure. There is a sequence early on where a girl narrowly escapes an alligator, and these short, thudding guitar notes sound out. Then, when the scene changes to the shooting of this porno, the guitar seamlessly transitions into a 70s style funk guitar. It's so fun, it's so well done, and it's the best merging of these two genres in the movie. And action! Too bad the rest of the score sucks. Mostly comprising of moans and whispers in a not particularly subtle homage to Friday the 13th, the music is boring and very repetitive. It doesn't adequately change based on the scene, and it's like they recorded 5 tracks and just plucked them at random. On the other hand, Pearl's music is beautiful. You'd expect, hell, pretty much demand a big orchestral score from any film dealing with the golden age of Hollywood, and Pearl delivers. The track that bookends the movie is a perfect example. Gorgeous rising violins, that loose falling sort of rhythm, and a catchy melody with the right amount of the disturbing. The music elsewhere manages to reflect the tone of each scene without repeating itself or distracting from the central performance. It's a great score. And I'm actually working on a video about the top 10 horror scores of all time, and I feel like at the very least I have to consider Pearl. Lead actress Mia Goth really set herself apart as a horror actress with these movies. They're both such impressive performances. Her dual role as a protagonist and villain in X, and a character losing her grip on sanity and a sense of morals in Pearl. For the former, if that's Goth's actual voice as the elderly woman, that's really well done. She sounds tired, scratchy, a little bassy, which is what happens to your vocal cords as you get older, yet you can hear the character's vulnerability and her youthful girlishness seeping through. It's a perfect combination of the age and health of the character and their personality. For the other film, Goth digs fucking deep for some of these scenes. The pent-up violence is evident in her crying alone. There's literally a 7-minute speech in the third act that you could spend a whole video analyzing, from facial expressions to physicality.
I can forgive. I can be who you want me to be. If you just stay with me. Will you do that, please? I can't be all by myself anymore. It's too hard.
The ending credits, which I won't spoil, is like an acting endurance test, and it's shocking to see Goth pull it off. As the lead, Mia Goth is many things in Pearl. She's brave, considering what she had to do. She's powerful. She's pushing the limits. But more than anything, she's outstanding. Pearl does falter in its pacing and repetition. However, for its payoff, emotional resonance, lovely score, and technical skill, it is the better film. Saying that, X is more fun, an easier, breezier watch that's paced better. So, which to watch first depends on whether you're alone or with friends. And to finish up, yes, I do think Mia Goth should be nominated for Best Actress. But it is, after all, the Oscars. Which film did you prefer? Comment below, subscribe and click the bell. I got a bunch of horror recommendations on my channel, so definitely check those out, and I'll see you guys later. As always, thanks for watching.